Boom.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Before we begin, we will start with the statement from Coach, questions on Zoom, then open up to the room. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Okay. First of all, what a great environment it is here at the Yum Center. Jeff's done an amazing job getting people in the seats, supporting his really good team. You have Maisha, one of my favorite all-time pros here, and you obviously had Angel, who's, I told him before the game, don't put her in, please. And they were celebrating their National Women's in Sports Day. There was just a lot of energy in the gym for two really good teams. It was a really good basketball game. I mean, they had a lead a lot of the game, but it's about togetherness and toughness, right? We have a lot of details with Alyssa out for the time being, and we've got another one of our guys who started the last game who's out with the flu, and we just had all these details. Maria fouls out, and as we say, those are all details. It's about toughness and togetherness. And the two sitting right here, I mean, Lanie, she scored more points than she has years on this planet. And then obviously with Trey, who missed almost a month or so, it felt like a year, but missed like a month. And now she's back in form. We're just getting deeper and deeper as we get into the postseason here. So really excited about the win. Really, really glad to beat a really good team, and excited for Jeff. He's got a really good team too.
Questions on Zoom.
Well, Courtney, you're down 8 with 9 minutes left. How do you turn things around? It seems like you finally fixed the turnover issues down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had told me we'd only turn it over 10 times against a defense like this in their gym, I'd be okay with it. I thought we took our primary ball handlers, Renaya and Grace, and I mean, I thought they took pretty good care of the ball given what they were dealing with, right? And so thought that was good. Down 8, it's like you can stare at the scoreboard or you can coach your team, right? And I hope I lead by example. They can stare at the scoreboard or they can play the next possession. And so, I told them in the locker room, we say it, we feel it all the time, it's a fun team to coach because we're in it together. I'm a part of what they're doing, right? And I'm trying to read the game and how can I be helpful? And they're paying attention and doing what I'm asking them to do, regardless of what's on the scoreboard. And at the end, we just trust it will all work out.
Can I get both players to address their big buckets in the stretch? Lanie, your 4-point play, and then Trey, your bucket there in the last 30 seconds left.
It's great. You're older, you go first.
Well, I think that's just work over time. I felt comfortable going in there and just, providing for my team. My team gives me the confidence, and I know we needed it, so.
Yeah, kind of to echo that, I've tons of confidence has been poured into me from not only coach but my teammates. They always have my back. So, I've been told a lot recently that when I'm open, I have to shoot it, and I found myself open quite a bit this game. So I shot it, and it went in, which is great. But I'm just really proud of Trey. I'm proud of this entire team. We've worked really hard to be in this position.
Yeah, we'll go to questions in the room.
This is for the players. What problems did Louisville give you? I know they have some quickness that hurts a lot of teams. Did they hurt you all with their quickness a little bit? Both players would have.
Regarding big people, how did that feel? We recruited you to be a guard, I promise.
Yeah. I feel like they just provided some pressure, and we got a little frantic at the beginning. But I feel like over the game, we just calmed down and began to, be ourselves again, and it worked out for us in the end.
Yeah, I would say they came in really confident, as they should. We knew that they were going to apply a lot of pressure to Renaya and Grace and those handling the ball, and we knew they were going to crash the boards really hard. And the first quarter they did, and it kind of slapped us in the face a little bit. But, that's what's so special about this team is we don't roll over and die. We just keep fighting, and that's what we did.
Yeah. You saw this team early in the year, maybe watching other film, but how much has this team improved since? I mean, they lost badly to State.
Yeah.
They lost badly to UConn, who's good at North Carolina, and Notre Dame, who's we all know is good. What is your thoughts about how good it's been for this team?
Yeah, I told Jeff before the game, him and I coached together out in Japan, so we've spent a lot of time together. And I told him before the game that for fun, I watched his game against NC State. And usually you don't watch that far back, right? But for him, I wanted to see what in the world. And it's a totally different team, right? They're defending more like Jeff wants them to defend, right? He's got a lot of young pieces that are figuring it out. But also, like us, he has experienced guys that are playing like experienced guys. And so I think his experience is playing better, and his young guys are playing with more physicality and aggressiveness that fits a Jeff Walls team. And so, they've gotten better and better and better. Yeah, they're a better team than they were, in December when they played that game.
Coach, you all shot 80% in the final quarter. What were you seeing differently in that final quarter where you put in 29 points? You hit 29 points in the entire first half.
Yeah. Well, we went away from the ball screen a little bit, so that's the first thing. So we spread them out and allowed us to attack 1v1 advantages. And then when we intermittently put the ball screen in, we were trying to draw the trap to then have the next pass be the assist guy or the driver. And so I give a lot of credit to our primary ball handlers because we actually were like, we're going to actually put you in a trap, and I need you to deal with it so that everybody else can play kind of 4-on-3. And then when they got fatigued, meaning us, our primary ball handlers, then we just kind of spaced them out and said, hey, we're actually going to use our quickness at the guard spot and try to create advantages off the dribble on our kind of 1v1 matchup. So it was, that's what I know. I always get told I don't seem like I have enough energy on the sideline. Well, I'm coaching. I'm trying to figure out where our advantages are, right? They don't need me to celebrate for them. They need me to coach them.
For anyone who wants to answer, in this league has seen a lot of good freshmen over the years. Taj Roberts,
She's a
your
problem.
thoughts on her and how she played today.
Yeah, I mean, she's a problem. I mean, she's getting better and better. I mean, statistically, she wasn't great today. I think our freshman, Lanie, was better, and that really helped us. But there's a lot of young talent in this league. There's a lot of old talent in this league. There's just talent everywhere. That's why I came to the league. There's just, it's fun to play against and prepare against and recruit and coach really good players. And so, they've got a lot of freshmen. I think 8 of them. So it's kind of any given night how they're gonna handle adversity. Are they gonna allow a setback to kind of set them back, or are they gonna allow a setback to just get to the next thing? And that's where Lanie's elite. I don't know about Taj in that way, but Lanie didn't play very well against Syracuse, and I sort of told her that's just not the Lanie I recognize. So let's just be the Lanie I recognize, right? And you don't have to tell her you like her hair, or you think she's pretty, or she's really great. You just tell her how it is. And so I think freshmen that are built like that get better quickly. And so Taj has certainly got enough talent. So I don't know, but yeah, she's a very talented player, as is his other freshman.
Any other questions on Zoom or in the room?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Trey, talk about the process of coming back after missing a month. It seemed like it took maybe a game for you to find your rhythm, but it seems like it's come back pretty well, particularly today.
Yeah, it's definitely been a process, but I think that's life too. I feel like my coaches, my teammates have also helped me to power through that. There are days where I go through like mental lumps, but just being able to gain the confidence back and be me, like Coach Banghart allows me to do that, so I just forever am thankful for that.
Perfect. Great. Thanks, everyone.
Courtney,
Yeah.
Courtney, can you give us where you would have been today if Trey wasn't back playing without Melissa?
Yeah, I think you'd go, I'm not smart enough to worry about all the ifs, ands, and buts. I always say they're details, right? I mean, Sierra was out today sick, and, I was told that at, an hour before the game. So we always just say in this program, those are all details. Like, Jeff doesn't care. He's here to win a basketball game. His players don't care. And so, if Trey wasn't, you could say, well, what if Alyssa was here, right? Like, I just don't live in the ifs. What we knew is who we called upon when we called their name. They needed to positively impact the game. That was a requirement to come in the basketball game, right? Trey has started for 2 years at Arizona State, the Pac-12, right? And so we have a ton of confidence in her. And Lanie, I wouldn't have let her miss her senior year in high school if I didn't think she could help us right now, right? So, I hope that's not a helpful answer, but yeah, I don't live in the ifs, ands, or buts. I'm certainly glad Trey is healthy. I appreciate her effort through the sport performance team to stay conditioned so she could impact the game when she was healthy. But we live in the who's available now, and thankfully, and you have to positively impact the game, which both of these two sitting next to me did.
Perfect. Thanks,
What does
everyone.
it say about your team that you're not?